finally time to test out all the modifications we've done to the wagon. So I've driven all the way up to Pat, and he's come out today to take some photos from Off-Road Lens. And the goal today is to test out everything that we've done to this wagon over the last 4 episodes on YouTube. So in case you missed it, I'll run through the modifications that we've done over the last 4 episodes, and then we'll get into some testing. So up the front, I've got a ARB bull bar that I've modified, and I've fitted a new Red Winch King Cobra from Roadrunner Off-Road. I've fitted up some new Icon alloy rims with some brand new 33-inch tires. I've made a custom set of bolt-on rock sliders. And then up the front, I've got all the superior gear, the tie rod, drag link, panhard, alloy radius arms, front sway bar. We've got a rear panhard, a rear sway bar, along with the new superior ECDS shocks and coils to match it. Along with that, we've got a new front housing, freshly braced, with a full swivel hub rebuild kit, all new wheel bearings. We've done a lot of work in the last few weeks. So now it's time to go and get the car muddy. I definitely want to test the winch, and I really want to give the shocks a good workout. So we'll see what we can find. Pat's going to be floating around on the camera as well, so we're going to get some sick shots from the day. The sun's out, let's go. All right, we've just found our first obstacle. It looks drivable, but at least if it's not drivable, I can test the winch out. So Pat's gonna take some snaps. I'm gonna set some cameras up and we'll have a go. I thought I was going to have to winch that, but the tyres actually work surprisingly good. They're only at like 22 PSI, just because it's pretty dry, so quite impressed. What do you reckon, Pat?
Yeah, I reckon, mate. The Kendra's got you up that, I reckon.
Yeah, that was good. Let's keep going. Alright, we just come across this steep little rocky pinch. Should be pretty easy, but it's pretty steep. The car felt quite planted doing that. I turned the shocks up so they were quite firm, so it wouldn't wallow around in the rock holes, and it actually went up there pretty good. So now that we're on the open roads, I can just turn them back down to get a smoother ride. Well, we haven't been in here in a while, which is good. It's sort of regenerated, so I really wanted to test the winch, and this will definitely test the winch. I think it's going to be a full belly out, you know, and it'll just be dragging the car up. So fingers crossed this works all right, because it is going to be quite a big load on the winch, but we'll see how we go.
Coming into this winch, I was actually unsure how well it would pull up this, mainly because of the gearing of the winch with a single motor and only 2 batteries, and because the car's quite heavy. I was debating whether to double line pull, because if the car got stuck on the belly, I couldn't access the rear doors to get my snatch block. But in the end, I decided to just send it and see what happened.
All right, we're hooked up. Here goes nothing. This is actually, yeah, I'm a little bit nervous. Actually done it, no worries. I was very surprised. The volts dropped a little bit. They were down, yeah, somewhere in the low 20s, but yeah, that actually pulled up that very easy. Righto.
Set this up.
Round 2. Yep. Fucking drying out.
You're gonna make it, mate.
Yeah, it just fucking just launched out then. It was starting to dry out where I had a couple goes, and it was launching pretty good, but I just don't have the diff clearance, so we'll run the winch out and work it again.
This spot was actually worse, and essentially I had all 4 wheels off the ground and it was just dragging the car, but I was still quite impressed with the performance.
Well, that gave it a really good workout. Actually really happy with how that's performing. All right, we've got this little tech climb, sort of starts 90 degrees out of a gully. It's a little bit greasy on top, but it sort of dries out underneath. We'll see if I can get in one go. I'm not confident though. Oh, a couple goes we got there. So I've been playing around with the adjustment on the superior shocks for most of the day, and I can't actually believe how much difference it really makes. On some of the open roads where you get the sharp potholes, I've been dialing it back so it's nice and soft, and you know, hitting them square edge potholes feels quite nice. But then when I'm doing the big hill climbs and that, or anything with like driving a little bit faster, I've been dialing them up pretty hard, and the difference it makes is actually heaps. Even, you know, sometimes you get the front wheel hops up when you're trying to climb up a hill, and I've been dialing the shock a little bit harder for that, and it sort of seems to limit that as well. But so far I'm quite impressed with these shocks. Highly recommend. So me and Pat were just on our way home, and I come across this little washout in the road, and it's quite open above it and below it. So I think I want to try and just see if we can get the wagon off the ground and test out all this new suspension to see how it handles. So I'll go and show you what I've done. So I've come in here to the hand controller and I've just wound it all up to max. And then I've gone under here to the rebound adjusters and I've pretty much maxed them out. I've put them on 3/4 as well, so that will stop the rebound once it lands. So we'll set up some cameras, we'll get Pat set up, and yeah, we'll see if it actually comes off the ground. Well, surprisingly, it actually felt really good in the car. Like the shocks handled that extremely well. It felt good. You could feel it hit the bum stops, but because they're all been spaced properly, you know, it's actually quite smooth on the landing. Pat got some sick photos. I'll throw them on the screen.
Yeah, you probably would have seen from the thumbnail, but that's the shot there, if you can see that. Absolutely mint.
There's probably jumping maybe, I don't know, 6 meters maybe?
Yeah, at least, yeah, I reckon.
So, I mean, not that high off the ground, but still, it was off the ground.
Yeah.
So. Few nasty little climbs here, but have a look off the edge. Sort of not going to look much on camera, but it just drops off right on the edge of the car, and it's the same on the other side. So you're just driving on this little goat track on the top of a ridge. We'll have a go at this one. All right, we made it to the top of this epic climb, and right near the top, it actually broke something. Even though I wasn't being too rough on it, I do have a theory on what it's broken. I was expecting a hub. It's kind of disheartening because I just put all that together. It's all absolutely perfect, brand new bearings, everything. I checked the CVs to make sure they're all good, and it's broken. So we've still got to make our way out of this and make our way home. So we'll get cruising, and that'll probably be it. All right, we're in the shed. It's been a week or two and I've stripped it all down and had a look. I found the problem, and surprisingly, it actually broke right in the hub, pretty much right at the end of the stub axle, but it did screw apart, which is a bit annoying. But I had a bit of a look at that CV and it actually had a date on it from 2018. And they were one of the first ones that I put in my old race car. So they would have broken a couple inner axles and a few hubs. So unfortunately, that's just what happens. It's part of the game. But I've just got some overnight parts come in. I've got a new CV bell from Roadrunner. This is just the same as what was in there. It's just an RCV 300M bell. And then I thought, while I'm there, I'll get another new spindle, which was a little bit annoying because it had a brand new one on there. So I got maybe 70 Ks out of that. It didn't explode the end of the spindle, but it flared it out a little bit and the nut was really hard to get off. So the whole idea with this new front end was I didn't want to be pulling it apart again anytime soon. So I just thought I'd bite the bullet, put another spindle on it, then it's all brand new and I don't want to be touching this anytime soon. So you don't need to see it, but I'll quickly slap this back together and then we'll check it out. All right, we're all back together. It's all looking good. Everything's brand new in there now. So hopefully I don't have to do that for a long time because it's such a pain in the ass job. But I think with all the new stuff in there now, it should last a long time. Well, if you've managed to stick around all the way to the end, I've got some interesting news to share. So first thing, in about a week and a half, I actually go in for leg surgery. So I've got to get my leg straightened and lengthened. So a surgery in a week and a half, and then another one about 6 weeks later, and then another one later on in the year. So I'll be out of commission for quite a few months. But because that wasn't quite stressful enough to try and get everything done by that deadline, we have decided to sell our house in town and buy a house out of town. So this will be the last time you see this shed in a video. This shed has been a huge asset to me behind the scenes and sort of what I do with the fab stuff and suspension work. And also it's been a huge part of the channel. So it's sort of a shame to see it go, but we are moving out to sort of a bigger house, more property, closer to the bush. So way more opportunity for content and just to do whatever I want behind the scenes. The biggest downside is it doesn't actually have a shed. So I've essentially got to put one up, and I want to do it pretty quickly because once I'm back on my feet and able to sort of work on the cars and get in the shed again, hopefully I'll have another shed standing up there, quite a bit bigger. I need more space to store all these cars. So for now, the channel will be a little bit quiet for the next few months. I'll still try and post regularly on Instagram and whatever. So if you haven't followed me there, head over and chuck us a follow. But for now, I've got about a week to pack all this shed up and put it into storage. It's been quite a stressful time leading up to this date to get everything that I had booked in done. And then throwing this house on top has just like tripled the stressfulness of the situation, but we're pushing through and cruising along all right. So by the time you watch this, I'll have gone in for the first surgery. So make sure you go down and leave a comment because no doubt I'll be spending a bit more time on my phone in the next few months. If you enjoyed this whole little series, rebuilding the wagon, make sure you go down and give the video a like as well. And while you're there, subscribe to the channel. That way, when I'm back posting again, you'll be the first to see it. So I better get cracking. I hope you enjoyed all these videos and I'll catch us on the next one. Cheers.